The Tangled Heart Plant. Just look at it. Tiny heart-shaped leaves, soft purple tones underneath, and beautiful trailing stems that seem to flow endlessly. It's truly one of the best plants for hanging baskets. And the best part? It's super easy to grow and propagate. Here, you can see how this plant is spilling over the pot and spreading all around the stand. The tangled heart knows no boundaries. It grows wherever it touches. When it trails down from a hanging basket, it often starts growing into nearby planters, covering the space naturally. Even if it finds just a little bit of soil, it starts rooting immediately. Look at these roots. They're literally searching for soil. Just look at my Graptosedum Darley Sunshine, happily growing on the soft bed of tangled heart. They make such a beautiful combination together. Scientifically known as Callisia repens, this adorable creeper comes from the tropical regions of Central and South America. It belongs to the Tradescantia family, the same family as turtle vine and wandering Jew, also known as inch plant, known for their fast growth and beautiful trailing habits. In today's video, let's explore everything about this adorable creeper. From how sunlight changes its look, to simple care tips, easy propagation, and a few fun decorative ideas to make it stand out beautifully. The tangled heart is truly a designer's delight. It looks beautiful whether you let it trail freely or style it with purpose. Place it in a hanging basket, and those cascading vines create a lush, green curtain effect. Perfect for balconies or bright indoor corners. You can also let it spill over from shelves or stands, where its soft green and purple leaves add instant texture and life. It pairs beautifully with minimal decor. Just plant it in a small pot and keep trimming the branches to give it a neat, bushy look. Or, if you have space above your table, simply let the vines flow down naturally for that effortless charm. For a more creative touch, plant it at the base of other indoor plants. It creates a lovely cascading layer. Over time, it spreads around the pot and gives a full, rich look, perfect for multi-level arrangements. And if you love experimenting, try a low, wide ceramic bowl or a tabletop tray planter. Tangled heart forms a dense green mat, covering the surface completely. It's a fun and easy way to make a miniature garden setup. Since it's a hardy, fast-growing plant, you can trim it often to shape it just the way you like. Round, spilling, or completely wild, it always looks good. Caring for the tangled heart is simple and rewarding. It's a hardy trailing plant that adjusts beautifully to different conditions and doesn't demand much attention. Let's start with watering. This plant doesn't like sitting in soggy soil, so always let the top layer dry out before watering again. It enjoys occasional misting during summers, especially in dry weather. Overwatering is the only real mistake you can make with this one. When underwatered, it draws moisture from its leaves, which can make them look leggy or slightly shriveled. Next, let's talk about sunlight. The tangled heart loves bright, indirect light. When kept near a sunny window or in partial shade outdoors, you'll see the best growth and richer leaf color. Too much harsh sunlight, though, can cause the leaves to fade or curl. For fertilization, this plant isn't too demanding. A mild, balanced liquid fertilizer once a month during the growing season, that's spring to early autumn, works perfectly. Always dilute the fertilizer before use, as strong feeds can damage the roots. And one small tip, pinching or trimming the stems regularly helps the plant grow dense and bushy instead of trailing too thin. With just these simple care habits, your tangled heart will stay full, vibrant, and beautiful all year round. Let's talk about the propagation of the tangled heart plant. It's honestly one of the easiest plants to multiply, and you can easily achieve a 100% success rate. We'll start with the soil mix. The soil should be well draining because tangled heart roots don't like sitting in water. For this mix, take 50% garden soil, 20% cocopeat, 20% compost, and 10% perlite. Add a small spoon of neem cake powder to keep the soil pest-free. Now, to check if the mix is perfect, take a handful and press it tight in your palm. If it stays loose and doesn't bind, that means it's well draining. But if it clumps together, it'll hold water and can cause rot. This texture is just right. It retains a bit of moisture but drains quickly, which is ideal for tangled heart propagation. I'm using a plastic pot for propagation. This pot already has holes at the bottom, but since they're slightly raised, I've made a few extra holes right at the base. Otherwise, water can collect at the bottom and cause rotting. Let's fill the pot with our soil mix. I'm adding a layer of cocoa coir at the base. It helps with drainage and keeps the soil from washing away. While filling, you can lightly press the soil, but don't make it too tight. We want it airy so that roots can spread easily. I'm keeping a little soil aside to sprinkle on top of the cuttings later. Now, let's select our cuttings. I've taken 3 to 4 healthy strings, not too young and not too old. Young ones dry up quickly, and very old ones take longer to root. Choose semi-mature stems, flexible but firm to touch. Here you can see the nodes. These are the tiny points from where new roots will emerge. So while planting, make sure these nodes touch the soil. Now, let's place the branches on the soil. You can arrange them in any pattern, but I prefer a circular format. It helps the plant grow evenly and gives a fuller, bushier look once it matures. While arranging, keep spreading the strings gently without overlapping too much, and ensure each node touches the soil surface. Once done, sprinkle a thin layer of soil over the cuttings, just enough to cover the nodes. Don't bury them deep, as the stems need light and air to stay healthy. Now, it's watering time. Since my soil is already slightly moist, I won't pour too much water. Instead, I'll thoroughly sprinkle water from the top. This helps settle the soil around the nodes and washes off any loose particles sitting on the leaves. After watering, place the pot in a shaded area. Bright, indirect light is perfect. Avoid direct sun for the first 7 to 10 days, as it can dry out the soft stems. Within a week or two, you'll start seeing tiny roots forming, and soon these cuttings will begin producing fresh new growth. Here are a few of my propagated cuttings. This one is about 2 months old, and just look at it. The leaves are lush green, shiny, and super healthy. Some of the vines have already grown quite long and started cascading beautifully from the pot. And here's another one that I planted in a simple plastic food container. You don't always need fancy planters. Even in this container, it has grown really well over the last couple of weeks. You can already see tiny new shoots emerging from the nodes, which means the plant is settling perfectly and spreading on its own. That's the beauty of the tangled heart. Once it starts growing, it just keeps going. And yes, it blooms tiny white flowers too. They're small, but add such a delicate charm to the vines. So, depending on where you keep it, full sun or partial shade, you can enjoy different colors and textures from the same plant. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more simple and beautiful indoor gardening ideas.